I was watching an Ashley Flores video, and if you know of her, you probably know her more from her amateur guru videos where she talks more about astrology. But her Ashley Flores channel is a bit more personal. She doesn't talk about astrology on that channel at all. She goes more into the spiritual aspect of things, her personal experiences, relationships, and things like that. But anyways, in her latest video, Raise Your Vibration and Be a Manifesting Machine, she mentions going online. It was basically a situation where she was talking about what she does and like how it affects her day and her morning. And she was like, if she goes online seeing people do their morning routine, heading to an audition that she wishes she could be a part of, or just something a part of, like, that's a part of her dream life that she wants to do, and she goes online seeing somebody else doing it, and she realizes that she just woke up and this is the place where she's at. So it's like she'd wake up feeling anxious and feeling in that day with negative self-talk, like, wow, I slept in and look what this person's doing, look what this person has accomplished, X, Y, and Z. And of course, later in the video, she talks about letting that motivate you instead of like deter you away from that or make you anxious. But just her speaking on that, it kind of sparked this half of the video and me talking about this. Comparison is the thief of joy, but it doesn't have to be. That particular part of her video made me think about the glass half full or half empty metaphor, because it's like when we go online, sure, we can see things that make us feel like we're behind in life, or we're not where this person's at, or this person's younger and has accomplished more in life than we have, etc. But we can look at it in that way or look at it as motivation. Seeing it be done lets you know that it's possible. You just have to figure out how to do it in your own unique way. Start that and then keep up with it. Don't see it and try to be like the person doing it. Don't try to copy that person, or see it and feel like you can't do it because you woke up at 12 p.m. On a few days, and half your day, half your morning went to you sleeping in while their morning was them up working on their projects. Just, if you feel like that's something that's going to help with your accomplishments and your success, then okay, try to wake up at 10 a.m. instead of 12 p.m. Don't try to just be like them. Try to do what you can, do what feels like it's best for you. Like, don't try to force yourself into somebody else's natures. Just take what you know and do better with it, with what you can for yourself. She also says you shouldn't be looking at other people when you first wake up in the first place, and that you should look at yourself first, which I agree with, because we often like to grab our phones when we wake up. We like to see who texted us, who called us, what text messages we missed, maybe what notifications from social media we've missed. And then we get to scrolling down our feeds, and that takes up so much time when really we can wake up, sit with ourselves, like really try to wake up first before we start scrolling online and scrolling through our phones and everything. Maybe not necessarily get right up and go look in the mirror, but get right with yourself when you first waking up. Look at what you're doing, how you're looking, how you're feeling, instead of going online seeing what everybody else has been doing, seeing what you've missed out on from everybody else's timelines and their feeds. Worry about what you got going on first and get that in order. But back to the glass being half full or half empty, I do want to say I feel like it is good sometimes to look at it as being half empty, because sometimes you can look at a situation as, okay, this is half empty. I do need to refill my cup. I do need to pour a little bit more into this situation. Or maybe you need to just empty the cup completely, clean the cup out, and just refill it completely like that because it's just dirty. You might need to get you a whole new glass. Whatever the situation may be, I feel like sometimes it's okay to look at it as half empty, as long as it's in a context of, okay, I see that it's half empty. I know I have to pour back into it. In another way, it can be something like, okay, your glass might have some Hennessy in it, and this might have been you've had a couple of glasses of this Hennessy, and now you see, okay, my glass of Hennessy is half empty. You got to decide in that moment if you want to pour some more or you've reached your limit and you don't need no more. Sometimes it can be a situation like that too. You got to know your own limits and you got to know where you're at in your own life. I was talking to a friend earlier and they were talking about how nothing seems to be going right in their lives. So they feel out of touch with themselves. They feel lost. They feel like they can't show up for themselves or for a friend, for a significant other, for their family members or anything like that. So they just got comfortable with not going out, not building or trying to work on those relationships, and just not showing up for themselves at all. They can look at the glass, or they are looking at the glass like, I only have this much left. It's half empty. They might not even be feeling like it's half empty. Like it's almost running out. It's almost ran out already. Like, I better not drink no more of it. I better save up whatever I can. I better save it up for a day that I need it, because this is all I have left right now. Or they can look at it like, okay, this is how much I have left. This is how much more I'm about to go get before it runs out. And like I said, sometimes you do have to let it run out so you can clean the glass, and then you refill it. It's just so much. It's so many ways and angles that you can take and look at a situation. It's not going to be one thing fits everybody's situation. Everybody's situation ain't going to be the same. And you can hear that all the time, because it's true. Like, even two people in a similar situation, those two people are gonna take it in different ways. They're gonna look with the whole glass empty, half full. One of them could be looking at it as the glass is half full, and one of them can be looking at it as it's half empty. It's so many different ways. But you have to know where you're at in life. You have to know if in that moment you're in the position where, okay, the glass is half empty, but you know what you got to do to fill it up. You got to know if you're in the position where you need to empty that glass, clean it out, and then refill it up. If you're in the situation to where you need to be looking at it like it's not half empty, it's half full. You ain't about to run out. Like, you have just enough. You don't need no more. You need to know if you're in a situation to where you got Hennessy or vodka in your cup and you don't need any more. Like I said, so many ways to look at it, so many different situations to be in. You may not be able to do any and everything, but what you can do is figure out what you can do. Which brings me to another video I watched. I was watching a video on the problem with self-help books, this time by itsdivya, and she makes a point where she calls it the Nike slogan tag syndrome, where the message boils down to just do it. And of course, not everyone can just do it. It's not always that simple, right?
And I call this the Nike slogan tag syndrome, where the message boils down to just do it.
Maybe it is. If you want to write poetry, just do it. Start writing, even if you feel like it sucks. If you can't physically write for whatever reason, have someone you trust write it for you, or use voice to text. If you want to travel, maybe you can't just get up and fly across the country, but you can find a new restaurant in your city to visit, a new park. You can do that while you make plans to be able to fly across the country, or just to a different state. That can include saving up money, scheduling time off when you do have enough, making sure you don't have any obligations or responsibilities you need to handle first. Just things along those lines. That's my take on just do it. And sure, not everyone's gonna quote unquote make it, but if you're trying to reach a goal or anything like that, you have to do something, or you're gonna be stuck in limbo just wondering what if about it. Like, for me, one thing I wanted to do for a long time was put out music. And sure, I'm not the greatest singer. I don't claim myself to be a singer or anything like that. But I know that I can write. I write poetry. I know that I can write songs. And I know that I don't sound horrible, you know. I don't sound like no dying cat or nothing. I know I can hold a note to the purpose of the song that I'm trying to create. So what did I do? I did it finally, because like I said, it's been a long process of me trying to do it, but I finally did, and I felt really good about it. I felt amazing about it, and now I feel like I can do it again. I feel like I know I can do more now. I feel more confident about it, and I wouldn't have felt that if I hadn't had gone ahead and just went ahead and put it out. You know, of course I had to physically, write the songs, find the beats and everything, and sing the songs and put it all together. But I did that, and I could have just did that and listened to the music and just over picked everything apart and was like, nah, I'm not putting this out. It's not where it's at. Ain't nobody gonna mess with this. They gonna think it's horrible. They gonna think I sound horrible. Only 3 people's gonna listen. Whatever. I could have been like that, and then I just would have been stuck wondering, like, dang, I wonder if 3 people would have heard it, if they would have liked it. I wonder if maybe 6 people would have listened and 6 people would have liked it. I don't know, because I just didn't do it, but I did. And if I continue on with it, I can see more and more. I can do more and more. Maybe the self-help books aren't talking about following your dreams and passions. Maybe they aren't talking about doing things creatively, the things you love to do creatively, like writing poetry or making music. But it does still all flow together, because if you're trying to live a happier, more peaceful, fulfilling life, a part of that is going to be doing the things you love freely. And that includes the things you love to do creatively, if that is writing music, writing poetry, painting, singing, dancing, whatever it is. And it's going to be doing those things without the fear of starting, and without the fear of rejection, and also without the fear of failure in general. A part of that is going to be just doing it. Dreams are like this. Passions rising, nothing